Hi everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how to make a MedalDisplay 4D in this size here. Total size is 31 centimeters by 31 centimeters with internal dimensions being 25 centimeters by 25 centimeters. It looks like a lot of parts, but it's actually just a few core prints. So we've got some corner pieces, things like that, a few straights, and we're going to have one shelf at the bottom, and I've also got a backing plate that I'm going to show you how to assemble today as well. So first thing we're going to do is assemble the back part of the frame. For that, I have 4 corner frame pieces here. These are the ones with the chamfered corner. And I'm also going to have 4 of the straight frame pieces. And they're just going to slot together like this. Like so. And then we're going to lock that together with some frame locking pins that are 20 millimeters in length. And these will push through here. They are supposed to be a little bit tight. But they are removable if you ever need to change it up. Okay, so that's all together pretty well. I'm going to put that aside, not using any glue today. Now I'm going to make the front frame. The only difference here is that these are the corner frame pieces that include the spacer. The spacer here is so you can run either an LED channel there, or you can run a piece of acrylic as a front plate as well. I'm not going to be using acrylic today, but I will be putting LEDs in these in the future. So I've got 4 corner pieces and 4 straight pieces. And it's the exact same as the other frame we made. See, they'll slot in really easily. And then I've got here some frame locking pins, but these are 35 millimeters in length. And I'll show you why that is in a moment. So you might be able to see here, I don't know if it comes up in the camera, but these are actually sticking up a little bit. And that's because I'm going to be putting a front plate on, but I want this front plate to be removable later on in case I want to change the color of it or something like that. So I've got 4 corner plate pieces. These ones have no hole at the front, and they'll be tagged as such. The file name will say no hole. And the idea here is that these slot on the top like that, and they actually fit together quite nicely right over that little pin that we've left proud there. It's best to do them in an order. What have I done? Going anti-clockwise, clockwise, sorry. Oops. And then when you get to the last one, you just have to lift it a little bit. Slide it in there. There we are. And so what we now have is a front frame and a front plate all assembled together. What I could have done here is, before putting this front plate on, I could have glued everything together frame-wise, and I still would have been able to remove the front plate if I ever wanted to change it, or if I ever wanted to put those LEDs or acrylic in there. Okay, now, just move that there. Also put this aside. Now, getting our back frame piece again, I've got these corner pieces called stackers. These ones are 3 deep, and the total plus the 2 frames will be 5 deep. Each peg hole, I guess, is 20 mil, so this in total will be 100 millimeters deep. That's the internal dimension. There will be a tiny bit of extra space added by the LED channel and the plate there that we've got. So they just sit on like so. Now I like to do this part next. So what these are, these link plates will hold everything together, so when we lift it up onto the wall, it doesn't all fall apart. This is the part where, if it was going to be a long-term thing, I'd use glue, but what you can do is you can put a little bit of blue tack just on the end there and push it in, and that'll just sort of keep it really tight. So these sit there. And then oh, sorry, I should have explained what these are. These are the shelf pin flat. They print that way, and these, all they do is just sort of hold things in on these little hex holes here. All right, so that's all together. Like I said, I haven't glued or put any glue tack or anything on those, so they are a little bit wobbly at the moment, but this is just a demonstration. Now I get my front frame, put it over like that, push it in, and then I get another one of these things and put it here. You might have to just wiggle it around a bit, but once they're in, they should stay pretty sturdy. All right, so gonna look like a goose here, but like I said, I didn't put any glue or blue tack or anything to keep those still, so when I lift this up, I may have one of them fall out. That's okay, that won't happen to you because you won't be doing a demonstration, you'll be building one for yourself. These pieces here are modular shelf pieces. There is an end piece, which is what I've got here, and there are some middle pieces as well. And the idea is that if you have a really long piece or a really small printer, in this case these were printed on the Bamboo A1, you can print one at a time, and you can just print lots and lots and lots and stack them up next to each other, and they'll make one long shelf. Obviously I only need that length here, so I've done 2 end pieces. And for this particular build, I'm actually going to be putting some Gundams in this one. There's going to be an action base coming out of one of these, so I've got these little, these ones have a little hole in them to hold an action base. So put that in there. Oops, I put one in upside down. That's okay, doesn't really matter. Just want them to match. You could finish it up there. That's a complete frame. You can stand anything in there. There we go. So last thing we're going to do here is I'm going to add a back plate to this one. So you have noticed on the page, and if you've ever built one of the previous MedalDisplays, there are actually extra holes along here. They might not show up in the video very well because this is black, but I'll you know, you'll be able to see them in the files, I guess. So if I had finished this and called it done, I could put this up on my wall, and then all of a sudden I'm like, you know what, I want to come along and add some things. How would I attach these? I've glued everything together. I can't take those pins out because theoretically I've glued them. So I've added some extra holes. So if I wanted to add more, I could just use those set of holes. And if I wanted to add more again, I could use the other set of holes, and vice versa. It makes sense when you are building it or when you're stuck in that situation. So I have the back plates here. These back plates will actually, so this is the front, that's the part that's going to be facing the front of the frame like that. So, and there's a little lip in here that you're going to use to hang it on your wall. So just so you know, but I'm going to be building it upside down. These are the back plate straight pieces. Now these pieces, if I had put everything together, look, I just really look like a goose, don't I? I get everything together like that. Now there's this middle piece here. Now, you might think, how's that going to stay together? Well, I've actually made these pieces here. They work well. If you need to remove them, you may need to reprint them. Sometimes they're meant to be tight because I want them to stay. So I've just got a little back of scissors here to put them in. And I'll actually hold this back plate together. Don't worry, this isn't the only thing holding everything together though, because I've got, once I attach it on there, I'll be using more pins to hold everything in. Alright, there's our back plate. It's insecure enough. I would glue it personally. I'm just not going to now for the demonstration. So, going to Oh, jeez. Let's just move this stuff for a sec. So, we have my display here. There's that pin that fell out before, we'll just pop that back in. So, remember, that's the front. So, I'm going to pop it on like this, and all those holes will match up. And what I'm going to use this time is I've got some little, these are the standard locking pins. They actually have a tiny little thing on the front that just holds them together. And then, oh geez, I printed the wrong size. Look, it doesn't matter. So if I was to push these in right now, I've already got pins in that hole there. It's already taken up. And that's why these extra ones come in. So I'm going to use some, any size will do. And one thing you can do is sort of, you can print them too long and snip them off if you like, but I'm just using the extra holes here to there. Now again, they're supposed to be tight, so that means they're working. And I've actually just going to use some extra ones for now because I seem to have printed extra. This does mean though in the future if I ever wanted to add anything else onto the back, I don't really know what, but I've also got more holes. And these ones in the corner as well. If you so fancy. If you so desire. Oh jeez, I probably said that wrong. Sorry if I said that wrong. I don't really know what I'm saying half the time. Okay, and then oh, there's the bottom there. So now lift this up and voila, we have a nice display. If I wanted to cover all 4 walls, I could do that. And remembering as well, if I cover all 4 walls, put some LEDs in there, and then I'm like, oh, I want to change this front plate out, maybe make it a different color. These just come off because those little bits there are holding them. Or it just gives me the option of adding in a piece of perspex or acrylic. And sorry, doing things on camera. A bit nervous. Here we are. Thank you for watching. I've got a few extra pieces here. And I hope you print your own one soon.